why don't you take a seat? Do you come here often? No, I promise that wasn't some lame pickup line. Well, unless you want it to be. No, I was just asking because I haven't seen you before. Oh, you're a regular. Well, I guess you're right, that was a little misleading. I'm the one that's more new here than you. Yes, it's my first week. I just finished my training and it's my first official day. Yeah, I'd taken some bartending classes back in school, but I never thought I'd use them for anything. But then when I saw this bar was hiring, well, I just couldn't resist going in and seeing what the place was like. Oh yes, it's quite nice here, isn't it? I quite like it. I mean, I did like my old job. Yeah, I worked at that cafe around the corner, but I kept getting complaints from customers, and I don't know why. I've always prided myself on my very intimate customer service. But yeah, they had to let me go. But then I found this place was hiring, so here I am. So you're a regular, how wonderful. Well, I'm guessing you probably already know about our large variety of cocktails, beers, and wines, but I'd be happy to walk you through it. If you have a moment, that is. You're not, expected back at one of those tables, are you? No girlfriend or wife waiting for you? Well, that's good to hear. So, yes, get comfortable and I'll show you some of the different things we have. Now, you say you've been coming here for a while, but maybe you don't know how serious this company takes their drinks and liquors and wines. The very first part about choosing and crafting an excellent alcoholic beverage is the vessel it's contained in. Oh yes, vessels are so important. I mean, of course, what's on the inside matters. But, well, it's always nice to have a interesting and attractive exterior, isn't it? I'm sure you get that a lot, though. So many girls wanting to talk to you without caring about what's within. Well, I care. If you want to share, that is. Oh, you just want to get to the drink part? All right. You're a little impatient, but I think I like that. So, let's start with the basics, shall we? When speaking of beer, obviously there's drinking right out of the bottle, which, isn't quite as classy, but there's a rustic charm. But if you want a more traditional beverage, we have our lager pint glasses here. Oh yes. And we have plenty of these with different designs and logos. And you can choose if you like, but it's always nice if you let us choose for you. I like to think I'm good at picking up on people's vibes and knowing what they want, if you know what I mean. Yeah, so this is great for your classic Pilsner, your lager, even your stouts, but I think a lighter beer is more suited to this kind of pint glass. And these we can pull right out of the tap. Or you can pour a bottled beer in here. It's really up to you. But if you need advice, of course, you can always ask me. you can tell me anything. I'm a very good listener. You want to see some more? Great. Well, another option is this glass here. You can see it even has a different kind of sound and echo to it. And this is called a tulip glass. This is very nice for different types of beers. I prefer stouts in here, but IPAs and different types of amber and red ales go very nice in here. The shape of the glass itself really helps the beer open up and aerate. So you can see the amount of foam, the head it gets, and really breathe in all the aromas of the chosen beer. Well, if you're looking for something of the harder variety, as in a cocktail or a hard liquor, there is the traditional shot glass, of course. And sometimes, if I'm making cocktails and I have a little left over, I like to pour some little samples in here. So you'll definitely want to make sure you always pull up a seat next to the bar. Yeah, and these are a 2-ounce shot. And they can be pure alcohol. We have tequila, gin, vodka, we have bourbon, whiskey, rye, brandy, all different types of hard liquors. And it's very simple just to shoot back if you like. But if you'd rather take your time and savor it, much like I'm savoring this conversation, we have this lovely glass. And this is something of a rocks glass. It also can be referred to as a snifter, although generally those tend to have a little bit of a stem. And this one is made of very fine crystal. You can see how it's thicker and sturdier, and the shape really lends to having a nice kind of swirl. Now you can drink something straight up in this and just sip. You can also get something on the rocks. And once again, kind of swirl and let that water down the beverage a bit if it's too strong. Although you seem like the type that can handle something strong. Yes, you seem very resilient. Like you're not scared away easily. I like that in a man. So yes, this is another wonderful vessel for our alcohol. So let's move on. And lastly, with our traditional, we have our wine glasses. I apologize, I'm getting a little loud over here. So we have our classic champagne glass. You can do cava, champagne, prosecco, any type of sparkling wine. We can also do little mixed drinks like mimosas or bellinis. Yeah, that would be peach schnapps and sparkling wine. It's very delicious. Yes. Or if you'd like a red or white wine, we do have this classic wine glass here. I'll be honest, I think that red wine is better suited to this round, open rim shape. It's great for wine tasting if you just want a little splash. You want to twirl it around, let it aerate, open up. You can smell all the different notes and nuances of the wine, or you can just gulp it down. Yes, I'm a fan of all these types of beverages, but I am a bit of a lightweight, so it's good they don't let me drink on the job, because who knows what would happen otherwise. I bet you wouldn't mind though, right? You seem like the type that would jump in and take charge, like you would take care of me if I had a little too much to drink. So, oh, you're not sure? Well, no, stay here. We'll find something for you to drink, I promise. These were just the vessels. Let me show you our actual beverages. I think that'll interest you a lot more. Yeah. All right. Speaking of wine, we have a bottle of red wine right here. This is a special vintage, the Grand Fondo, New York. It is a 2014 red wine, and it is Italian. It is a Merlot, 100% Merlot, no blends here. And the Merlot, it's really lovely, especially this one. It has a medium to fuller body, very dry finish, a lot of tannins. And you'll get, it's very fruit forward, sort of plum, stone fruits, you know? Not very many berries, but as you sip on it and let it swish around in your mouth, you'll get a little bit of earthiness and smokiness, a bit of a peppercorn finish. It's a very complex wine. Oh, are you not much of a wine drinker? Okay. Well, we have some really incredible beers I'd love to show you. Yes, I really do think you'd like it. Let's see. We'll start with some of our more intense classics. We have this beer here, and this is the La Resolution. Yes, it does look quite nice, doesn't it? Now these we don't refrigerate, we keep these in a cupboard away from light, and they only get better with age. This one specifically, I can't seem to find a date on it. It just says to drink it by 2020, which I'm sure that'll happen. Now it's from Unibrogue, and it's a Cherry Weitz Brewmaster. You can see it's quite a large beer, but you seem like someone who can handle their alcohol. It is quite strong, 10% alcohol, which I know seems intimidating, but there's nothing wrong with getting a little buzz, you know? Letting the alcohol just flow through your veins. Let your inhibitions go. Yeah, I always find that men that have been drinking tend to get along with me better. I don't know why. But this is an ale brewed with spices, and it has some natural flavor added. And I'll read about it for you. It's a dark ale at 10% alcohol with spicy character. People like to say I'm a little spicy too. And it was inspired by a recipe our brewmaster created for his friends. Its spicy caramel aroma evolves on the palate into pleasant and complex notes of toffee with the remnants of a tasty gingerbread. My mouth is watering just at the description. The perfect balance between spicy, caramel, and roasted malt flavors is complemented by a nice roundness and persistent finish. People do say I'm quite persistent. La Resolution has a festive feel, perfect for the holidays. They could easily be enjoyed all year long. After all, it's always a good time for a resolution. Well, isn't that really lovely? What a nice sounding beer. No? Too strong for you? You don't want to get too drunk? Well, it is good to keep a clear head sometimes. I wouldn't want you to drink so much and forget all about me or something. Let me show you another one. This is another large beer, and this is Grimm, which is the brewery. It's a very popular brewery. Oh, you've heard of them, have you? Yes, wow. Sorry, my hair is shedding everywhere. They tell me hair back, policy, but I like to break the rules sometimes. So this beer is called Sumi Inc., and it's an imperial stout aged in bourbon barrels with vanilla. Doesn't that sound tasty? Now there's no big description on the back, but when you have a description, a simple one like that, you don't really need, further explanation, right? Now it does say it's best served in a sifter or a wine glass, which I think something like this would probably be suitable. And it says the temperature it should be served in, which is 50 to 55 degrees Fahrenheit. Although obviously with my training I already know all this. I'm a lot smarter than I look. Now this one's even more alcoholic, 13.5%. No, then too strong for you. If you're lightweight, you really shouldn't be too worried. I mean, I'm not working till closing, so if you needed a ride home or something. No, you don't need a ride. Okay, well, why don't I just show you our next beer, okay? So, I'll show you one more big one, see if I can't try to tempt you with something a little more extravagant. And this is called Banish the Dark. It's another tall bottle. And it is a Russian Imperial Stout. And it's brewed with pomegranate juice and cinnamon. Another great wintry holiday time favorite. I know the holidays are over, but it's always nice to reminisce and go back, don't you think? And this is the Newburgh Brewing Company, which is local to New York. Let's see if I can find an alcohol content. 12%. I'm guessing once again it's out of your range, huh? But look at its lovely wax seal. Isn't that tempting? How about I read you the description and see if I can't try to seduce you into trying this wine. Oh, I meant convince, not seduce. Sometimes my words get a little muddled when I have something on my mind. Let me just read this. An imperial collaboration with Whole Foods Market. Winter is a time for darkness, when sunlight is scarce and nights are long. Beat back the shortening of the light with Banish the Dark. Our Russian Imperial Stout, brewed with pomegranate juice and cinnamon. Heavy in body, dark in color, and rich in flavor. Banish the Dark begs to be shared with friends on a cold night beside a fireplace. This winter, do your part and help to banish the dark. Wow, that sounds pretty nice, huh? Curling up with a friend, a good friend, maybe a new friend, someone you've just met, all warm in front of the fireplace, sharing this. No? Definitely not this. right. You know, you're very picky, but I like that. It's like you're playing hard to get. With the beer, that is. It's fun, you know. Anyway. Alright. I have a couple more to show you. And this one is chilled. We've kept this in our fridge, where the other ones are all served at room temperature, or 50 to 55 degrees, as stated. Now this is from Smut Labs, and it's a smoked cherry short weiss. It's a smaller bottle, so less intimidating for you, I would imagine. And it's a Berliner style wheat ale, brewed with cherries and beechwood smoked malt. So this is going to be tart and smoky and earthy. Let's see if it says anything else. Only that it's a limited edition. It was bottled in January of 2016, so it's about a year old. Should have given it time to really sort of age and mature. Now this is only 6.6%, so I think a little more mild and less alcoholic, obviously. You're still not certain? Wow. Let's keep going then. I'm not giving up so easily on you. Here's another beer, again chilled. And this is called Fade to Black Ale. It's only 12 fluid ounces. And it's Left Hand Brewing Company. See, it has a little hand up here. Let's see. Now this says to be enjoyed at 50-55 degrees, so I don't know why we kept it in the fridge. And it says in a goblet. Well, we have a goblet right here. Let's see if it says it's alcohol content. I don't see that anywhere. Of course, we could always look it up. You could let me borrow your phone. They make us keep ours in our employee lockers, but if you give me your phone, I can, Google it for you. Maybe, I don't know, leave some information on your phone. Oh, like the phone number to the bar, to my direct line, anything. Well, it says it's brewed on the banks of the mighty Saint Vrain. Fade to black. That time of year when the light fades away, brewed for the darkness. Fade to black speaks in volumes. Oh, and it's 8.5%, so a little more alcoholic than the last. And it has Rocky Mountain water, malted barley, malted wheat, hops, and yeast. No? Still? I think I know what's going on here. Oh no. You don't have to say a word. I get it. I don't know why you keep looking over your shoulder. Are you expecting someone? You did say you came alone, right? No. Don't worry. Don't worry. I know exactly what you want, what you need. You're looking for something stronger. Oh, I know you are. You're playing all hard to get, saying this is too alcoholic, but you want that rich burn of something really vivid, strong, and unyielding. I'm very perceptive. Well, hard liquor it is. Now, you said you like bourbons, yeah? Oh, I guess you didn't say it. I just was... Oh, no, I know you didn't say it to me. I just overheard you talking to the other person at the bar. No, I wasn't listening in. It's my job as a bartender. Of course, yes. We're trained to be chatty and friendly and listen into conversations. Yeah, that's part of the job. So you should be flattered, really. So, like I was saying, I happened to overhear about your interest in bourbon. So we have here some Buffalo Trace. And this is a Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey. It's 45% alcohol per volume, so you won't want to drink this whole thing, even what's left of it. Isn't it a beautiful amber color? I quite like it. Now this is quite a description. I'll just read you a little bit. The ancient paths of countless buffalo led America westward. Legendary explorers, pioneers, and settlers alike followed these trails, known as traces, through the rugged wilderness to new lands, new adventures, and newfound freedom. Ruggedness, I like that. And new adventures. You seem like you could use a new adventure. One such trace, called the Great Buffalo Trace, crossed the Kentucky River at a spot just north of present-day Frankfort. Early pioneers settled here in 1775 and, with plentiful pure limestone water and rich river bottom loam for growing exceptional grains, distillation quickly followed. With an unparalleled reputation for creating outstanding bourbon whiskey, the Buffalo Trace Distillery today stands as one of America's oldest distilling sites. Well, that's exciting, don't you think? I mean, honestly, you can't deny that that story didn't just give you chills up your shoulders and along your arms. I'm sorry, I didn't know you didn't like to be touched. You'll have to excuse me, I can be a little touchy-feely. Well, okay. So we have another whiskey here, and this is a small batch Bullet Rye Frontier whiskey. And I just love this bottle. I love how Bullet Frontier whiskey is just kind of raised above in the glass. And this is 45% alcohol by volume, 90% proof. And it's straight 95% rye mash whiskey. It's a true straight American rye whiskey using a 95% rye mash for superior rye whiskey experience. Yes, this is my favorite type of whiskey and rye myself. Now there's no long story to this. Nothing that talks in great detail about its history, but we could always make up our own story together. Maybe over a little bit of whiskey. Well, what do you think? No? Well, I've showed you almost everything behind the bar. You're just gonna call an Uber. But why? I thought this was your favorite bar. You said you're a regular. Oh, you were confused? I mean, the signs on the door, you must have known what bar you were coming into. And all these other customers seem to know you. Oh. Okay, well, you say you're at the wrong bar. I mean, I guess who am I to argue otherwise? Oh, your Uber's here already? Why don't you just, stay for a quick drink? I'm sure your driver won't mind. Okay. Bye. People. Free shots at the bar? Anyone?